Hey everyone, we'll be starting shortly, getting everything set up before we begin proper. Right, that's all saved. Close, thank you. Connection seems good. Showing up on there, don't see anything wrong at the moment, so we can begin. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream of Apollo Justice Trilogy. We had last left off after investigating into the crime of the stolen bloomers, because that's what they are. Bloomers, magic bloomers, and Phoenix's accident and a stolen noodle stand. And he said nightstand. Who steals a nightstand? Anyway, so yeah, noodle stand. We ended up finding the cause of the accident was a car, a green car that had almost run him over. It was a part of a clinic called the Moronic Clinic, which is a play on words for malpractice. They just got rid of a lot of words. So then it's maractus instead of malpractice. But anyway, we did that. We ended up finding out that someone was killed in the park, and they had the noodle stand for some reason. We don't know why, but they did. We met a new guy called what was his name? I can't remember his name right now, but he's the brother of Mr. Gavin, Christoph. And we met Emma again after all these years. She's grown up into an adult. Well, or at least old enough to work with the police. Because if it was 5 years ago and she was in high school at the time of the first game, that would mean that she is at least 18, 19, something like that. So basically, it's the same age as Apollo, because he said he's around about the same age as her. So anyway, found her. She is now a muncher. She likes to munch on things and is kind of a douchebag. At least before she knew who we were and all that. And we are now about to do the trial for this case. So yeah, without further ado, let us begin today's stream and see what happens today. Hopefully, I am more rested than I was the last time I did this, so I'll be more oomph to my voices or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it probably won't be much different, to be honest. But yeah. That. Showing up on there. Sound is being picked up. We can refresh this. We are ready. Yeah. Good game. Bam, bam, bam. You know, you got always got to pause for a moment just to listen to the song, but it's a good beat. We go. June 16th, 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2, not number 3. Oh, serious business. Huh. Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said he would be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, Do some now. I want to see. Here. Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice. I'm fine. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. This might be the weirdo. I can't remember how I did his voice, so I'm just gonna be like, I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with a guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let me let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really? Godfather voice. Milwaukee, you don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, what's the difference between me and you, old man? I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can take it real. Keep it real till they get spending some hard time in the pen. You have to be absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fear is realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. June 16th, 10 a.m. Court number 4. Number 4? I don't think they've gone that high. It's only been 1, 2, and 3. There's a 4th one? Look how fancy he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Walking Kitaki. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, eh, Judge? Ah, it's him, the guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in a free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Judge. I wouldn't miss the days in the court for the world. It's worth more than the VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth cancelling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statement to the court. But before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the cow jumping there, Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Act on, baby! Today we play it my way. What's with that noise? Sometimes you gotta get on with the, get on up in order to get down, to prosecute it. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean undeniable? I really like his theme, I'm sorry. It is one of the things I remember the most about the game. If you had to glare at anyone there, Justice, glare at the punk at the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed, quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. I admit the witness. He's right there. Nine. Not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleared up. Would you talk without the accompaniment? That's where I can see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic?
Objection!
Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? What if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? Hey, Raffatron. Not too fond of that gimmick? What gimmick? His guitar playing? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? What is right? They always say that on stage. You should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive for the crime. So you, son, are the defendant. Walkie, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step into a katati, you gotta be best prepared to step wrong. Hey, you step to a public office. You step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Walkie sure has guts. Yes, that's me. It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well, then the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant's motive from the defendant himself. Waki Kitaki's truth. I'll tell you one thing. That doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up. That was the day I done it, figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know who Stickler is yet, so no. You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True that. I'll tell you one thing. That doc was whack. Very well, the defense may begin this cross-examination. I can't believe this is the first time hearing about all of this. I mean, we never spoke to him until now. He spoke at us, and then we just went to drop the court.
Hold it!
First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your friendly doctor. Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple.
Hold it!
By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean? You better ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind and did what had to be done, straight gangster style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen to it while I drop it, J-Man.
Hold it!
So you were a patient at the Miraculous Clinic half a year ago? For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivali's family. Well, that's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. Gee, busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I was moving my chat. Apparently he was shot in the heart. In the heart? Right. There's more than a match for those guys, so you were carried to the Miraculous Clinic from here. Okay. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper. You know that what I'm saying? I would have been gone if it weren't for that whack doctor. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes.
Hold it!
What do you mean, he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's a whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though head doctor wishes to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me.
Hold it!
So this bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, there's one of our hit singles. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, G-Man! Ain't no accident for shizzle. Shut the hell up, man. Just speak. It seems that there were issues with his doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Walkie, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. Family checkup? That's the wackest thing of all. All of us G's lining up taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy. A relief to hear. Eh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Well, yeah, because it's near his heart, so obviously... Yes, Herr Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way! That's whacked! There is proof. Your checkup report. Results from a checkup performed in June. Metallic object found near heart. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Let me just have a look at this. Kentucky, age 19, male, report file, June 14th. Notes, metallic object found near heart, urgent exam needed. That's it. You're almost careless as he was. Well, now that the place has happened, let's get this gig started. Started? We had enough of a warm-up back there, huh? Time to hear from the witness. Lucky sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Why am I fumbling on words? Oh, hello. So, will you tell us your name and occupation? I don't like him. Stickler. Wesley Stickler. Stickler for the rules. I get it, yeah. Probably pretentious. Is that... My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some performance largely in support of livelihood, under which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identify, which is commonly attached to a notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not gestalt, per se, but derives from the vagueness inherent in our representations of all... By which he means to say that he's a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I am in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. I've got to do so many different voices. Man, it's getting a bit confusing. It was quite simplistically what I saw. However, we must understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, each of which is designed to receive an interpreter, sending images from the signals. A night in the park. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointing at the man pulling the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The only good thing about this case is trucy and its message. Yeah, sure. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. 2 rounds were fired, fingerprints were wiped. Why would they be wiped? That's a 3D gun. Let me just have a little look at this gun. I'm scared. Whoa, don't point that thing at me. Don't worry, I can handle myself around guns. Magic guns, at least. The ones that pigeons come out of. Very reassuring. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy other than the barrel. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Okay. Doo-doo. I saw them. On the way home from shopping, you say? Why go through the park? Ah, what a fascinating inquiry. Revealing me culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I'm capable of solving 2 G-map problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes 24 seconds to ergo the time to complete 2 is on average 6 minutes 48 seconds. However, in the case that the questions are in the verbal category, admittedly, that's enough, I get the idea. Mr. Justice, the court hopes to finish cross-examination sometime this month. Please, I have a recording book this after this trial. I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy.
Hold it!
Were these men talking by any chance? Ah, now that you mention it, I think they were, though I cannot claim that I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such that you lied to me. Oh, and I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine, pal. It's just as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart. If that's true, then this is a very vital piece of evidence. Testimony. Sounds like he heard them clearly enough to me. Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. What's the difference? And this other man, who was he?
Hold it!
How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier. Huh? You see, in class, I've always been sitting in the back at the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony how? I mentioned this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say? Yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is a hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident. Seems to be telling the truth, too. He held, yes, a pistol. Well, we know that's wrong. Whoops. But I'm going to do a little one of these.
Objection!
I guess I'm too early on this. The witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. Sorry, but I can't see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, you stupid. You get a pain. I guess it's too early to say this. Oops.
Hold it!
Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one submitted at evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. What is wrong with me? Doing this voice is making me not say words properly. First, we must consider the fact that which the night might be in a vision due to the insufficient levels of illumination. Consider that the pistol, let us call it Object A, was indeed shrouding in darkness, becoming difficult to say with certainty that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see that clearly. My badge for a normal witness. Yet the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. Well, it wasn't to the forehead, it was to the temple.
Objection!
Whew. If that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you? Relaxing, I see, Herr Justice. Huh? Oh, objection! Hey, my voice cracked when I said that. Gotta give himself some water. Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. Location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometric absolute. What I do mean by this is the diffraction actor is blah blah blah, and wavelength of the limited krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is well known fact that the krypton particles are rare and invisible and are naked to the eye, which points to the basic fallacy of what? What the hell's a krypton particle? That's not a thing. Mr. Justice. Yes? Was your objection to these krypton particle thingies? This is a big time, and you're obsessed with something so small, you disappoint me. No. I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. The temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? It is, right? Finally.
Objection!
Herr Justice. Oh, Herr Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated. Trying to snake the witness by objecting to trifles? Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Hey, forehead. Forehead? Let's imagine you were walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, with one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Herr Forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout stop. And you, Fraulein? Me? Well, I'd probably scream eek. And you, Herr Stickler, what did you shout, I wonder? If the victim turned his head at the last moment, well... Ah, yes, thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. A Night in the Park 2. Electric Boogaloo. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon the cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see, so your attempted So you attempted to stop the crime? Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that? That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. KVW. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of the junior of Ivy University Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
Hold it!
So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. At the moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. Eh? You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. It actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
Hold it!
Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded with that clarion call. Quite.
Hold it!
Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time to be precise. And the victim didn't ask for your help? It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm not totally sure that the killer fired just because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trilogy, please.
Hold it!
Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed to be quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, I died. This is my story.
Hold it!
You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't had the time. Wasn't something about that strike you as odd, Barlow? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? I like that the contradiction's kind of sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? At least the testimony's getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Well, we know that he didn't because he threw the knife away, not a gun. Can I present the knife now?
Objection!
No. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Hold on a minute, 2 rounds were fired. I just noticed that.
Objection!
Probably because he doesn't have any prints. Wait a second. Another misleading request. Yet you are so emboldened in your own mode of discourse you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intending to wait just that single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, say 5 seconds, Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor? Am I to understand that you are objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. A common ploy made by the more common people, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait. But you said that the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun off prints. Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Paulo. Well, Mr. Justice, would the killer have been wearing gloves? No way. The record of the murder of the weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were white, which means some trace of prints remained. Which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well held, forehead. What's your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training and go to work. Hey, Sean. You know, I've only just realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Waki drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Waki threw away. Oh, she's definitely Phoenix's daughter because she's picking this up. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect, and yet so wrong. Well, it can't be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter in my own blood that was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, and for this appellation poor might be a prefix to my name, yet as it might stand. What we can say for certain is that the witness the killer saw throw something. Wait. The witness saw the killer throw something. That's a better way of saying that. At least with regards to Apollo's character in this case. The defense have anything to say about this? Well, what if he wasn't a pistol? Then it had to have been something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? Is it now that I can show the knife?
Take that!
Is that a sword? How can you confuse that for a sword? I saw one of those last night. I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, Herr Forehead, you're forgetting two other things you just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Waki Kitaki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Oh! Indeed. Never estimate a Gavin in the lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It's a mini sword. You mean a dagger? A knife? It is always the same with you people. What do you mean, you people? We're judges. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for this brother Blair to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that is what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. Yeah, you listen. My shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would have he done when cornered? Sadly, it makes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? I've got to say, every single time that I'm voicing Gavin, I'm doing his stupid pose thing where he points at someone. I'm like, I can't not do it because it gets me into character so fast. Do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had not noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. How would he not notice you when you shouted out to stop? That would mean he ran in the opposite direction of the Kentucky mansion. Acton! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote oneself to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops flask upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks like she has something to say. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can't be said that I have been dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Actually, there have been a lot of cases where someone's been shot in the head and survived. Granted, they need to be treated immediately because if they're still alive, they could get brain damage over time with a bullet in the head. But you get the point. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, and a perfect syllogism. A proof of 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. Actually looks like he's going to cry. Why? Like, Trucy just looks like she's about to explode. It's like, come on, Justice.
Hold it!
Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at that moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. It was a late night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park. So he just stood there watching? Not much to go on here. Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, there, forehead. Maybe it's time to back off a bit. Now, if I say yes, do I just get to saying things over and over again until I, say no? Or yes, no? What? This defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, let him play attorney till he's satisfied, I say. I'll amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well, you may continue with the cross-examination. Cell phone. Where is your cell phone? Can we see it? Do you have a recording of that? The witness is way too self-assured. There's got to be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Okay, that time it didn't do it. So that means there is something here. What do we got? This does not help. I do have a cell phone in my inventory, yeah, but I don't know if I can present it because I don't know it's his. Or if it is his or not.
Hold it!
Blah, blah, blah. Opposite way. Okay, so no, it is probably apparent that I need to say I am done. Some of us has glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, Hair Forehead. They don't have enough to put walking away yet. Should I back off for now? I'll say yes. There's nothing fishy about this testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness testimony, or current testimony. There are a number of ways this explains the lack of prints in the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. Oh. No! It seems we have come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be at all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut of the same stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Hair Forehead? I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki. Eek. Trucy. Random guy just breaks into court. Okay. Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to the pressure from the likes of... Head Judge. I see a little point in little aggravating this gentleman. Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it. And she's gone. Wait, how did he disappear so fast? Come to the defendant lobby, Paulo. I suppose I've no choice but to adjourn for 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch the mysterious man. Yes, send the bailiff, not the police, the bailiff. That was a bit too suspect. And the fact that the guy was wearing an outfit similar to Trucy, is she doing like a trick? Like she's pretending to be kidnapped so then they postpone the trial? And Apollo said, screw this, and went home. June 16th, 11:17 a.m. Trucy! Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Oh, hi. Trucy? You're okay? I thought... He's actually crying. Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, calm down, Apollo. Or else... Yeah, kind of figured. What the heck is that? Surprise? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on the stage on the Wonder Bar. Yes, I'm a big hit. Ha ha ha. I'm actually surprised she can do ventriloquism so well without moving her lips. She's better than the ventriloquist from the case, the Big Top case. Why'd she have to remind me of that case? Anyway. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Trucy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now's not the time to be threatening me. It was you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said at Lucky's father's yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Lie? Cheat? Look, just once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talents to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. We're not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness wasn't confident, I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's still all we got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times where there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. I'm just gonna go on the chance that he did see it. Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction. Trucy's making a circus show of the court. Haha, Mo. Sean, if you're not careful, I'm gonna ban you. No, I'm not really. Each time there was a contradiction. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. He was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed the pistol aside. But it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. And she's still better at it, and Paulo has it on easy mode. Yeah. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. Pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of the page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without producing a game of poker? What? And the truth comes out. I always sit next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at any of the hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated, but what does that do for us? I don't believe in this. I don't believe this. You have to listen to the testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony, perceive the truth. Watch a testimony, perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that. Watch the testimony, perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was it she said before the trial started? Oh, Mr. Wright's not here today. He said that he's all for... I heard you was acting up. Yeah, he smiled when he said he'd be fine as long as you're there, to see. Is this what he means? What he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo. You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Whoa, one more thing. Trying to cover Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in front of the coast, and boy are my arms tired. Right. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say that the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have had us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's onto me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let's dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for the gifted witness? Right. Defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Could not prevent the killer from being seen, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Okay, so we already know that. I don't need to read that again. I'm not sure I qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear whatever he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? You have a heart attack. That's what you do. What's this? My bracelet. Sorry if you're hearing things. I have to move my microphone a bit. Ugh. Shouldn't eat so many donuts before a case. What's going on? The bracelet fee is different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Paulo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in this testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Whoopang! How do I do it? Do I present my band or whatever it is? No, I don't have it. I guess I press for the moment.
Hold it!
Called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Not to check. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! Let this be it? Wait, you mean this habit? Don't forget, Apollo! He's dirty sure about something. He has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet. There's a button up there now. She's even looking at it. I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you're talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that this trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with R as he reacts to my testimony. Or I can click it. Whee! Look at it spin! What's going on? You literally had this happen the previous case, man. Have you forgotten that bad? I can see the witness's face, with expression so clearly it's filling my mind. He looks ugly. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I mean. This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing? In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. My chest hurts. It's like every time he does it, it feels like he's having a heart attack. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with the page of his book. You got it. Right, now you're looking for the witness's face. Or at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. He's doing the thing again. Bailiff, check to see if he's okay. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus over attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. This mechanic is worse than I remembered. Also, I'll consider that canon about him feeling like he's having a heart attack. Yeah. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witnesses talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page? That's right. As your signals look closer. To perceive with R. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee you'll be able to give him the royal flush. Okay, Trucy, yeah, I can understand that, but why are you telling me to talk about R buttons? I'm a person, I'm not a keyboard. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. He's doing it.
Gotcha!
Oh, we've gone into a mind zone. Whoa, what the hell? That was cool. I banish you to the Shadow Realm. I mean, when you're focusing, you are straining, which is how some heart attacks are triggered. True. I saw it just now. I could see it. Where the hell is the Aniki? Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious about this new cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler? Is this your cell phone? Oh, wow, I just show it. Okay. Fine. Yow! Where did you get that? That's a cell phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. Again, I think Apollo makes him sound like really cool. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Miractus Clinic garage. You only have a certain amount of time or you'll have to stop or else you'll die from a heart attack. That would be a cool mechanic. It would mean that you have to find it quickly rather than having to, like, take your time. The Miractus... Why, that's where the victim lived. Yeah, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Wee-ouk! I don't know what that noise has been. It is true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. This is why it can't be said that I called the police from the public payphone. I nearly said gay phone, but, you know. A payphone? Why didn't you call on your cell phone after all? Or so you didn't. Is this a remix of an old song? It sounds familiar. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startling high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That's quite a ways from the park. Wait, that's Judge. Make it deeper. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Miractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. And this cell phone tells all. Yeah, it's a song again. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into the fellow garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Miractus was killed that night. Sorry, I had to boogie for a second. Well, yes, but no, this is a line of reasoning hasn't to go against rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicion as to the connection with the crime. Nasty trance, Apollo. Can't connect with Mr. Stickler. Kick Mr. Stickler in the butt. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? I think I can. Let me check, because I remember that we looked at the time and it was stopped. 10 p.m. And that stopped at... It looks like 9:30. The death was at 10:15 to 10:45. He's got black hair on the front of his sprite, but white, grey hair in the back. I guess I'll try it. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, hair forehead. Hit it! The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is this. It's probably the time itself. Or it's this. Probably this, actually, now I think about it. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Miractus' car was in the accident. Or was it an accident? That took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. There was some guy, he got run over, he's fine. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, Almercy. Dr. Miractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of the mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the incident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground, right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. We are... Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe it's like part of his hat. That's grey. Mr. Stickler, you know what that means? You did break in that victim's garage last night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop! This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. This is why I need pop filters, because I'm spitting all over my screen. I suppose it's worth saying this. No connection has been found between Mr. Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. And that is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most relevatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. I just realized we have two people that have the same ability that can perceive things. So when they're both looking at a character or a person to look at their anything that sticks out, they're both going like, ugh, ugh. So you've got two people doing that. I just imagine, like, all these people just looking at that, ugh. Nicholas Truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in the garage. Ah, yes. Well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain that I drop it alongside the road, you know. How is it given to rolling? It's a square shape. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. Oh God, I never thought about that. Yeah. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I'll get in with old-fashioned law stuff. I hope. Here comes justice. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket to buy some groceries. She went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Eh? Oh, well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Hey, Swordmaster, welcome. Glad you can make it. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around in the supermarket trying to find the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. You think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way home, yes. Hold on a minute, is there something going on with this sprite there? You see this line? Or is that just me? I think his sprite is bugged out.
Hold it!
That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic? Why, yes, that is correct. That was pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. My way home from here takes me past the Maractus clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. You do see it? Okay, so it's not just me then. Yet, woe is I walked on unaware of my loss. And I walked right into that fateful park. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Bill marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I'm a keen observer of the obvious, you might say.
Hold it!
This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? The noodle stand just seems kind of random. I'm going to do it. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice, what about that sign? Could that be important? Yeah, it's wrong. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears that the defense has just obtained a vital piece of a testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? No, it's salty. I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Huh. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Okay, buddy, cafeteria food always sucks, so I know you're lying. Some apply to the school merely for the taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. You're lying, because that can't be true. Because the noodle stand on that side would say Eldoon.
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign said root noodle? I said roodle. Why, just like my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read without a doubt, noodle. I see. Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at the map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to be carefully read the sign, what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldoons. Eldoon? Inconceivable! I am certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle, and he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the other way, Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Don't click it, it's not doing it.
Take that!
The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How did you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldoons, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly, the name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from a northern side of the park, not the south. Yow! You got me!
Objection!
So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Sean, you are now Trucy, because you said the same line as her. Wee! 3D mode again! Wee! The killer and the victim are facing each other here. And then at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires the pistol. Boom. That's why the bullet hit him right in the temple. Or in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts where he is now, and the victim looks in the direction, the arrow shoots him in the other side. The bullet would have had to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. But that's right. So now that we know Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, why don't you be the lawyer? You're doing a better job than frickin' Apollo is. The wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Again, this is why I'm not a fan of Trucy. They treated Trucy like she's the defense attorney and Apollo is assistant. Yeah. I like her and everything. It's just, what is Apollo? This should be Trucy, the Trucy trilogy. If she was standing to the north, then the only person who could have shot the victim to the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yow! Song's back, baby! Order! Wow, the apple didn't fall from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head without I was I was still figuring it out.
Objection!
Clarify 1 point for me, if you would, Herr Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing the college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, look aside. I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? I don't think he's an accusing of murder. I don't think this guy's able to do that because he's too much of an idiot. So... I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. The word confession is in my dictionary. Herr Forehead, I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you just say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court all hears. I know he's guilty of something, but what other crime than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows an involvement in some other crime? Yes, because if he was standing there, he was right next to a bin, and that bin contained a certain item that we currently have in our hands. Your evidence, the court's all eyes, Mr. Air Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in another crime. Take that! Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences. Something else, Mr. Justice? One more chance, please? Damn, that was wrong? Oh, but by all means, your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty. Fine, it wasn't that then. I know he's guilty of something, but what other crime is there other than murder is there? What? What? What other crime is there compared to murder? What? Theft? Attempted murder? Plagiarism? There's loads of them. Do I have evidence that shows involvement in some other crime? Your evidence, the court is all ears. You don't want it on the panty. Present Phoenix. I don't think I have Phoenix. Is it that I just didn't present the right ones? Yeah. I swear, if it is this one, it's wrong. It is wrong and factually wrong. Oh my god! The evidence is this, even though it's not, because that's not the pair that we found in the park. The pair that we found was the grey pair, which is why I presented it, because he was right next to it. Because that would be more stronger as a piece of evidence than the one that was in a freaking car exhaust. What? Okay, whatever. We'll just go with it. What is that? Women's underwear? Yes, but from like the 6th century. Hey, those are mine. Don't look at me like that. I mean, yeah. But come on. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler. While I can't say this comes as a shock, it's not what it seems. My Pythagoras something. I went too fast. I mean, yeah, I guess. On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place in the miraculous clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but you know, I want to be right. These panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car exhaust there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the 1st degree. Please, hear me out. Not what it looks like. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Seems. Gasp. So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit you theft this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent and V for valiant, see? Your point. I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach, if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science. A full-size car tire was the only first mystery of those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled our tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another it was. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom? From a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Juicy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object of serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatching in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate me to my knowledge. Even though the night was chased through me streets, I swept and perhaps there's an eye will see the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe was I, for once again the lacy, hard-patterned truth slipped through my fingers. Watched a 15-year-old girl play with her underwear. Yeah. They're magic, though. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to the witness's other lie, yes? The witness claims he saw the victim from the south, but it was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his locations at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something there about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... He forgets that science must be bound by ethics. No, it must be set free and people should be able to do whatever they want. Kidnap a baby and genetically alter it to make a super soldier? That's fine. Just do it. Science, baby. Nah. Yeah. Science must be used in a way that is morally and ethically sound, so that you don't go crazy with it. And you must make sure that you take all aspects into account. You don't just go, yeah, I'm going to do this. Oh, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about this location? Now is it the grey ones?
Take that!
The evidence that shows why he lied is this. Tell that to the Germans and Americans. What, more panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pockets, Forehead? These are the last, honest. They were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well. Oh, the colouring on that looks very bad. I have to say, because it's all scrunched up. It looks like someone had an accident in them. That's what I'm saying. Whether it be a number 2 or it was that time of the month. It does not look when it's scrunched up like that. That night, I had been hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I never thought about that. You're welcome. I hid in the garage for a short while, and then abandoning the panties I made for my home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there, a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pockets, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's where you dispose of the bloomers? He calls them bloomers, no one else does. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disturbing, tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. Thank God. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect in fact, assuming there was no one else at the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple was yet to be examined. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. Yay, we managed to make one day pass. Oh. Now, I need to make sure. I don't think that's more than an hour. Yeah, we still have 30 minutes, so we can keep going. Yes. June 16th, 2:23 p.m. This was a slog. What a train wreck that was. I'm glad we made it out of that trial alive. If it weren't for you, I would be lost. Really? I had fun. Made it fun, so cheers. Oh, well, I'm glad I was able to make it fun. You know, there are times where I'm like, I think that me doing the voices makes it worse and no one enjoys it, but if it was enjoyable, then great. And Waki made it through the day too. Everyone was so obsessed with panties, or too obsessed with panties to bother with the real case. It was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. You should come, Polly. Yeah. The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance. Hi, folks. I'll be here all week. That's about enough out of him. Oh, hi. I've forgotten what your voice was. Hello? Ah, Miss Tiala. Thank you for today. The trial went well. All right, no problem. Do you think Waki will be okay? Well, he's not guilty yet. Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month. Oh, congratulations. Way to put the pressure on a guy. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Are you sure about marrying into the Kitaki family? I'm fine with it, and I love Waki with all my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. So it doesn't bother you that you'll be, married to the mob? I don't think so. My parents are against it, of course. Say, where did you and Waki first meet anyway? Good question. Tiana doesn't look like the type to have gangster connections. Oh, we met at my old job, actually. Ah, office romance. She's not very forthcoming with information about herself, is she? Yeah, suspiciously so. Is she going to end up being the one that actually killed the guy? And, she's actually a really bad person who wants to join the mob so she can take over, and then wants to get rid of the other guys so then he can be like, oh, yeah, I feel so bad, but now I'm the leader. But then she ends up actually loving the guy. Imagine. You know that the boss is trying to get out of the business? Really? Mr. Kitaki wants to quit being a gangster. He's trying to transfer his assets into a normal company. He's only announced it recently, but out of the blue. I hear there's quite a lot of confusion in the ranks. I wonder if this explains that apron. When you order femme fatale on the wish. I can't imagine Waki going along with that. I made it sound like Michael Jackson there. He's highly motivated, isn't he? That's not the word I would have used. He said, I'll be the next Briggs boss and keep the family alive. I think he's at that age when boys want to make a mark on the world. That's not the way I would have put it. His father moves in a lot of circles. He's really focused on profits. the Kitaki family's been making a killing recently. Again, not the way I would have put it. But Waki says it's not about the money. You have the gangster tradition to hold up. Oh, a generation gap! Even got the ever classic what about the family business thing going on. Usually it's the father worried about the tradition. Again, I wish we got more of a backstory of the Kitaki. Yeah. Can I ask you a question about Waki? I understand he was operated on by the victim, Dr. Miraculous. Apparently, yes. I was in about half a year ago. He messed up some up pretty bad. Me got shot. Me bad. Me think not good. So I go in. Me want to go get pitched up. Yes, it sounds horrible. Waki's always been fond of fighting, I'm afraid. I'm not sure it qualifies as fighting when pistols are involved. Mr. Gavin was saying his life must be in danger, wasn't he? No, that can't be right. I'm sure he was just trying to scare us. It's scary to think that a surgeon might make a mistake. But it's even scarier when he tries to hide it. I'd like to know a little bit more about this operation. Maybe it's time to pay the Miraculous Clinic a visit. I should be getting home now. Waki's in your hands, Mr. Justice. Right. Leave it to me. Apollo, I think you're the only one making her more nervous. Sorry, I'm new at this, okay? Hee. It's alright, I believe in you. Now, to the case. Eldune's house I need to go to. Oh, he's not here at all. There it is. Okay, maybe it's not here then. Maybe the mansion? You're still here, lady? So that old lady's at it again. Look, I told you yesterday the park's off limits. I told you yesterday this is how I go home. Okay, you want to go around? How about giving me $5 like yesterday? Con artist strikes again. Nothing. I guess I need to go to the hospital first. Oh, okay, never mind. He's not here either. It's like, oh, maybe we should check out the stuff about the Miraculous Clinic. Gets there. Actually, there's nothing here. Detention center? Oh, God. I guess I'm going here. Looks like Waki's out for questioning. I really need to talk to him. I guess we'll come back later. Excuse me? Yes? The other suspect is all through with questioning, sir. The other... Ah, you mean the panty snatcher? Wesley Stickler. So they arrested him too? Alright, let's have a little chat with Mr. Stickler. I hope I don't regret this. He's a valuable witness. He's a bit precious, I'll give him that. Please, keep this brief if you would. I'm quite busy. I need to finish this paper. Yeah, it's you. Mr. Stickler, we'd like to have a few words with you. Very well, as long as they're few. And I'm going to sneeze. Ow. Bless me. Sorry about that. Nothing would make me happier, believe me. Mr. Stickler, on the line... Oh. Oh, man. I like this song. It just suddenly shot me back into like Final Fantasy 8 with that song. Okay. Jeez, that was about... Yeah, it was. It was. Thank you. Mr. Stickler, on the night of the murder, you stole... Wait! I can't help but feel that I'm being misunderstood. How exactly? Yes, that night I obtained a pair of panties, it's true. However, it was my burning curiosity that drove me to do it, nothing more. Wanted to know the trick to my panties, right? You're here too? Oh, great, Trucy, teach me. Eh? Alright, Swordmaster, thanks for joining. I know the secret of your panties, or I must know. My very existence hand in the balance. Please make me your apprentice. Apollo, help. I don't know. I think he'd make a great lovely assistant. Don't say that, Apollo. Look how sad she is. Don't make her sad, Apollo. Could you relate... could you relate what you saw the night of the murder to us one more time? Oh, why not, though it hardly differs from the testimony I gave in court. The defendant was there in the park that night. On this I'm quite certain. He was pointing a pistol, or something like that, at the victim. And that's when I shouted, "Stop, you two! Let's resolve this like gentlemen." And the next moment he shot, was fired. And this was all true. Really? My panties are gone, my innermost heart revealed. What further reason could I have to possibly lie? Can't think of anything more he'd want to hide more than panty snatching, true. Sounds like Waki is at the scene of the crime after all. How I wish it weren't so. Here, let me present some things for you. Fine, ignore my evidence, see if I care. I wonder what he's thinking. On second thought, let's not go there. Doing it one by one. That's it! The mystery! The unanswerable riddle! Actually, they're just a normal pair of panties. What? How is this possible? It just takes practice, that's all. Then you must teach me. You must. To think if I could produce a pencil, an eraser, a textbook, and a lunch. All from a pair of panties, my life would be complete. He's serious, isn't he? And do you want some powder? No, okay then. A classic Ace Attorney gameplay. Keep presenting random evidence until they say something different. Yep. How do you get to profiles? There's no way to present profiles in this game, where in the previous one there was. They had a separate tab for it. He doesn't have anything new to say. I don't have anything more to show him, so... Bye. If everything that Panty Snatcher said was true, it doesn't put Pot Waki into a very good position, doesn't it? He was at the scene of the crime, that's pretty clear. There's got to be a different angle on this. Well, let's get investigating. No time like the present. So, any leads? One moment. Shazam! Alakazam! Whoa, evidence keeps flying out of nowhere. Ta-da, that's all. Neat, huh? Yeah, real neat. Are you doing that just to show me that I should use these two things together, or are you just doing it just to do it? What is it, Apollo? Oh, you want to see a magic trick? Is that it? Okay, watch while I make that piece of evidence disappear. Forever. Yikes! No thanks. My bad. See my badge? Definitely don't take my badge. Aren't my panties amazing? They're a big hit in court. They were the star player of the day, that's true. What should I do? Should I show them in court tomorrow? If only I could count on the panties to save the day every day. Hey, Trucy, look at this gun! Bang, bang, bang! Oh, now there's people here. Why does it feel like Apollo is Drushy's dog? Because he is a dog. Oh, it's you again. Yipes, he's back. Hey, you two, over here. Us? Yo, little plum, what's up? I think all this gangsterese is negative influence on Drusy. I heard you retrieved my bloomers. Well, I was just doing... Bah, a man speaks clearly and takes credit where it's due. You caught the thief, didn't you? Yes, sorry, I caught him. You're cute when you're nervous, Polly. I'll deal with you later. But enough about bloomers. What about my son, Walkie? Walkie? Well, he's, clearly. Yes, ma'am. This is why I kind of hoping we would avoid coming back here. He's really everything you'd expect in a boss's son. What, being a douchebag? I'm gonna be a gangster, dude. The life does have an appeal for that age. Particularly for boys. What kind of boys are you talking about? I've never seen anyone want to be a gangster. They do it during playtime just to be like, yeah, kill me or something. Or I'm the bad guy, woo. Not be like, I'm gonna be a gangster when I grow up. What? Don't look at me like that. He was shot in a turf war about half a year ago. Yes, we heard the story from Walkie. But he didn't tell you the whole story. You know, even if he had a pistol then, he couldn't have shot anyone. What? He acts like he's hard, but he couldn't shoot someone to save his life. He should know. I should know. I'm his mom. Our words do have a certain weight to them. Hopefully when this is all taken care of, he and the boss can sort out their differences. The boss? You mean Wakie's father? They didn't seem to be on the best terms, did they? Somehow I feel it's the other way around. I guess it depends on where you are. It's true. One of our pistols is missing. So the murder weapon was from the mansion. Kind of figured, given the difficulty of obtaining guns these days. None of his rank and file have access. Only the boss, myself, and Walkie could have taken it. I see. I'm sure the cops will continue tromping all over the mansion because of this case. Maybe this is a sign that it's time for a change. Doesn't seem too concerned, at least. Yeah, Walkie's fiancé. Getting married next month, correct? I suppose. He's been staying over lately. You don't look too happy about it, little plum. Laughs in American. How'd you guess? Even I could tell that. Can you tell us more about her? Walkie brought her home one day. Says she wants to tie the knot. I can see why. She's so pretty. Oh, she's pretty enough. But you know... Nah, it's probably just me being suspicious. Stay in the business too long. If you start to see only darkness in people... I knew it! There's something more to that woman! Get a nose for it. A nose for people. A nose for trouble. I wonder what the problem is. It's like gangster's only version of female intuition. It was a gangster's intuition. The boss may act tough, but that boy means the world to him. But Walkie seems, well... It seems like he's against his father's position. It's to be expected. We're a bit of a transition right now. She's just overthinking things. Trying to cut our ties to the shadier side of the street and do more of the up and up. Walkie isn't too enthusiastic about the change, it's true. But why the change? Is the gangster thing just not paying the bills? It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. I see. Something must be up. We'll see things the way the boss sees them someday. This is the mirror we found. From the hit and run, huh? Oh, funny how it all ties together like this. You chase after a hit and run and end up walking attorney. Of course, you'll find the real killer soon, won't you? About these... Hey, my bloomers! Thanks for that. I owe you one. I thought you might like them back, so... Eh? Oh, no. Why would you keep him a souvenir? I don't want to. Oh, no, I couldn't, really. Thanks for the offer, but... I could use those in my magic panties act. I'll pull shivs and pieces of Godfathers out of them. Great. Now your props are going to be going from bland to dangerous. Want a gun? So this pistol belongs to the Kitaki family, is that correct? It's one of the pieces we keep around. It's what we used to keep around. Or we used to keep around. They're all gone now. Oh? Police came yesterday and took everything. Everything but my broom. Don't you think you should have given them that too? You kidding? Can't clean very well without my broom. Sorry, kid, I got no idea what you're talking about. Even though it's about your son's wound. Okay. Tell me if this knife belongs to Waki. Oh, that's his knife, all right. Bought it for him for his birthday. Well, that's a pretty hardcore present. I remember him falling asleep with it clutched in his arms. Ooh, I know the feeling. I'll bet he was just as happy as I was when I got my plastic spaghetti. I don't think I have anything else to show her just yet, so... The park. Knife sticking straight into the ground. I remember what Wesley Sticker said in the trial today. Waka was very lightly pointing this at the victim. Like he wanted to kill him. Yeah, that's the problem. Mannequin put in place in the body. I think I've seen him by the police station. The way he's forced to look at the ground now, day in, day out. It's kind of sad. Trash can sitting next to the path here. I guess now that we know it was Mr. Stickler who had little Miss Plum's boomers here, huh? That's right, Trucy. And a web of lies grew from that one little act. I can't still remember the moment. You brandished those boomers on high and shouted, "Objection!" Here's what I want you to do, Trucy. Take that memory, gently lock it away deep in your heart, and never speak of it. Poor Mr. Eldoon, his stand's been standing here the whole time since this whole thing started. It almost looks like home when it's here in the park now. I think it should be made into a playhouse for children. That's a very small playhouse for children. I think its owner would disagree. Blue plastic tarps cover the ground around the stand. They were apparently put there to preserve the crime scene. Benches line the river running through the park. Ah, a little urban oasis. The children come here, splash around, water's a little deep, it's really splashing, and a little dirty. And they could listen to the water and pretend they're playing. Why would he have a knife and a gun? To be like Solid Snake and do CQC on the guy. I don't know. Probably doesn't have a gun. It's probably the guy who had the stand. Now are there people here? Hey, it's Mr. Eldoon. Oh, Mr. Eldoon. Huh. What's wrong? So, you found my stand. That's why I'm here, to thank you. But now it's a crime scene and they won't let me have it back. That's why I'm here. I've got no other place to go. I see. How can a noodle stand be a crime scene? That's what I don't get, Trucy doll. Even in death, he's after my neck, I tell you. Bah! Can't even cook an honest noodle. He? Even in death? You mean the victim, Dr. Maractus? That would have been way too badass for somebody like Waki. Yeah, he'd probably try it and end up just hurting himself. I tell you, it's enough to drive a man to make his soup even saltier. Remind me never to eat his noodles when he's in a bad mood. That stand for generations it served up the very best noodles of Eldoons could make. A tradition of noodles and salty broth. It's more than a stand, it's history, I tell you. Watch what you say or you might become true. That's a great story, Mr. Eldoon. single stand passed down from generation to generation? Of course, to be honest, I didn't plan on doing it. That's right, you said something about that. About you rebelling against your pups, was it? Good memory, Truce Doll. I was a go-getter back in the day. Until my friend next door butted in. In the end, I was left with nothing but his dusty old stand to earn my fortune. Mr. Eldoon, I don't mean to pry, but what exactly did you do before you became a chef? Bah, let old noodles lie, that's what I say. I'm starting to get an idea of what he did anyway. He stole my dreams and left me without nothing but noodles. And now I don't even have that. Mr. Eldoon, if I might ask, what exactly happened between you and the Maractus Clinic? I couldn't help but sense enmity here. Enmity? I hate him! Hate it. Him acting like he smells like roses like when he's rolling in mud. Excuse me? He's the only doctor at that clinic, you know. Pretty impressive, eh? I'll tell you the secret to his success. The mob. You mean the Kentucky family? They're always having one of them turf wars or whatnot. Always an injury or two that needs fixing. Maractus saw a chance to earn some business. So he started giving the Kentucky family a good deal. A deal? Every fifth operation for free. He stole the idea from the pops. One free bowl of noodles a week, and he used to say. Can a doctor just decide that? What about the insurance companies? Oh, no doubt it's illegal, but it's got him in good mood with my family. Pretty soon he's going to get in all the good business in town. Leave me here in the dark. Up to my neck in soupy noodles. I think I figured out Mr. Eldoon's former occupation. Can't hurt to ask, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon, or should I say Dr. Eldoon? Figured it out, did you? That's right, I was a doctor. A surgeon. Until this year like before last. So, Mr. Maractus was your rival? You like those onions they put in soup broth? Yeah, kind of. You take a spoon, you drink some broth, those onions will find their way in there. For people who like meat like them, why, they're just fine. For people who hate them. I hate onions, I hate them. Always sticking in front of them on the side. Getting in the way of a good tasting spoonful. Well, that's what he was, an onion. Onion boy, that's what I call him. So you weren't exactly friends? Ha! Me and Pal Maractus? Ever since preschool, we were getting each other's face. No matter what I did, sure enough, he'd come following along. Then he'd have to do better than me. Just blow right past without so much as a howdy. I see. That's right! I was a surgeon long before he was you. Or he was, you know? Then that no-good onion boy comes along. Well, Tracy, looks like we found ourselves a new suspect. Don't say that. Thanks to him, I was forced to trade in my scalpel for a ladle. Sorry, pal. Didn't mean to weigh you down with an old man's ramblings. No, it's fine. By way of apology, you ever get yourself in a spot of trouble, you drop by. Huh? You're investigating Maractus, aren't you? Yes? Well, you want to know more about a doctor? You ask a doctor, that's all I'm saying. You just think of me if you need something, Trucy Doll. Right, thanks, Mr. Eldoon. I guess the time spent listening to him complain wasn't entirely wasted. Well, if you're a doctor, look at my badge. Sorry, sonny boy, my interest is for the stand and my precious little S. Get cracking on that case, get back my stand, I'm begging you. That's one of my bowls. See the salty C mark? Mr. Salty's mark? The mascot Mr. Eldoon's noodles. They come to the stand, they sit, they drink deep from the bowl, and when they see the bottom, their faces look like Mr. Salty's genius, no? Very high concept. Can't ply a trade if you don't love the tools, remember that. Yes, sir. Trucy has a thing for professionals, apparently. Clearly. Actually, I never looked at this properly. Oh, that's why the face looks like that. It's Eldoon's mascot. Mr. Salty, he's so cute. It's not very endearing mascot, is it? You know, come to think of it, it looks a lot like you, Apollo. Especially the red parts. Can I help it if I like red? Oh, look! I love these little personal touches. Seems a shame to hide it on the bottom of the bowl. Huh? When I touched it, the paint flaked off. I must have painted it on by hand with warm professional care. After buying the cheapest paint you could find with cold professional thrift. Why does it look like one of the emotions from Widget? Because it is? I don't know. Weird like that. Sorry, silly boy, I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. More noodles. That's right, Sonny. When are you bringing my stand home? I'm ready. Can't you see I'm ready? I guess. Until that stand is back home, this case is not closed. You hear me? I think I'll avoid talking about his stand in the future. Just little layers. Get cracking on that case. Give me back my stand, I'm begging you. What about the gun? You want a gun? You can take your stand back by force. Guess I'll come back later. Bye. Nope, nothing new here. Well, if he's a doctor, he can look at the freaking medical report, but he's not doing it. So I guess I have to come back later or something? I guess we just leave for now. Where to go next? Maybe now I can go right back? Nope. Boo, 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 boo. Hey, he's free! June 16th. You hit 2-hour mark. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get more done and then we'll stop soon. I was hoping to meet with my client. Okay, Kitaki's just finished questioning. I'll bring him in. Great, finally. Yo, sup, Buster? Hey, what did you call me? Jizam, is that you? Sorry, G. Thought you were a leader. My little imposter sure is a strange nickname. It's a clink thing. You wouldn't understand. Did I say imposter? I meant poster, like poster girl. I'm gonna drop part of that. Why not drop poster and just call her girl? Cause she's so much more than a G. She's like an angel, a fallen angel. So, what can I do for you? You don't look so chipper today, Wacky. Heard about your heart condition, maybe? That was the wackiest thing, you know. Gee, wow, gee whiz, I better to die young and fade away, boy. Yeah, relief to hear. Hey, what relief? Oh, did you hear your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if it's not attended immediately, it could kill you. Yeah. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. A man fights to protect what's valued to him, you know what I'm saying? I miss my fallen angel. Hey, you go get a leader for me. You're my lawyer, aren't you? Lawyer, not gopher. I'm wondering if I should just speak with the guy first so I don't have to deal with him next time. Might as well. So, I hear you to be married next month? Straight up, we poured the nuptial 40 out on the stoop. Alita, oh, Snapple Cakes, she's so fine. It's supposed to be fine. I think he's smitten with her in his own weird way. I was wondering, how did you two meet? I asked Tiala, but what she said was very vague. Oh, well, man, if she didn't tell you, I best hold my tongue, you feel me? What? Man, what's past is past. She knows that. When I'm with her leader, I feel like there's things worth protecting out there. You feel me? And my leader, she's down with all that. All the way. So both of them are mum about their past. You think you can tell us what happened with you and Pal Maractus? There's something you should know. We Kitakis are having what you may call a feud with rivals, or with the Rivals, or Rivales family. So about 6 months back, I go to Rivales' hut, packing a knife, right? And you were shot? Coldest thing I've ever seen. One shot to the heart, but my homies weren't too late. It's a miracle that I live. It's already considered one of the 7 wonders of the Kentucky family, you know what? So you were taken to the miraculous clinic then? You should have seen their faces when they wheeled me in. I can't just let the boss's son die, you know? I'd hate to have been in that doctor's shoes. I don't think it's worth proving this guy innocent. Yeah. Miss Kentucky's scary enough when he's not angry. But the bullet that hit you, it was never removed. And it's still threatening his life. That doctor, he did it on purpose. Rivali's paid him off, I'm sure of it. I need to hear more about the night of the murder. That much is clear. Life is the family. In the family is a G thing. It's about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm not up on my G things. I'm not sure what a G thing is. But my old man, he's gone soft. He says the old rival gang nowadays are over. He just wants to make money. Isn't that a good thing? Man, there ain't no soul in making money. Better to live fast and die young, full shizzle. Well, go do that then, so I don't have to speak to you anymore. Wait till I run the yard, then everyone will know what time it is. That's right, OG time, all the time. Represent! Apollo, why does he keep talking about old guys? I don't think that's what OG means, Trucy. Look, I have a badge. Yeah, whatever. He seems preoccupied. I'm not sure he's even looking at my evidence. I lead her, man. I lead her. Can I show you the knife? About these weapons, the pistol and the knife. They belong to the family. I stuck them out that night. So the killer, Mr. Stickler, says he saw that night was... I guess it was me. I was there after all. We're finished. Yo, Walkie. Do you think you can tell us exactly what happened that night? You don't beat around the bush, do you? I like your style, shorty. You know, it would be nice canon if they included the Mod family from AA3. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought it was going to be the same family. And he could have had a sister. He could have been a better character in general, but, you know... Actually, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a while now. That is, did you do it? Did you shoot him? I don't know. That day of the checkup when I was around, when I found out about the bullet to my heart, I borrowed a gun from the family stash. Figured I'd give that doctor a little taste of his own bad medicine. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. But you were carrying a knife, weren't you? Oh, that? Yeah, well, you never be too careful, can I say? I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. So I'm on my way to the clinic, right? So when I run into him to the park and he's dragging this noodle stand behind him. But you didn't put him up to that. Like, you know, in the movies? If you value your life, you'll bring the stand. Shorty, you're more whack than I am. And that's saying something. But I was serious. The thing is, I don't remember what happened next after all do well. You don't remember? But the way I see it, if there wasn't anyone else there that night, then I guess it probably was me who did him in. You know what I'm saying? How do you not know what happened that night? Did you pass out? I much preferred Viola. Apollo presents gun to Walkie and fires. Viola would have been made better than Walkie. Yes! That's what I'm saying! Viola was an interesting character in the last game. To bring her back would have been like a full circle. I think I've shown him everything I can. I don't think I can get anything more from him at the moment. He's too preoccupied looking for Tiala. Now is Phoenix back? Nothing new. Just checking here just in case. Nope. To be fair, she was one note. I mean, yeah, but That one note was great. How do I present the thing to you? Nope. Nothing. Honestly, we had the mob in AA1 and then AA3 and now AA4. You know how it is. Gotta get it involved all the time because apparently it's rampant in Japan. Literally, I've been everywhere. There's nowhere else to go. Well, time to go one by one. What about this evidence? Or this one? Can I put some powder on your face? Oh, whoops. We're finished. Let's grab this. This. That. Relax. I was showing you everything and I got nothing from that. All of your things have been asked. There's nothing really else I can do. I guess I just present everything to you. At least you're quick. Belongs to Lucky, that's his knife, it's a present. Bloomer's back. Oh. Used her killing grandfather to take over the business when she was someone who else in the family. Because they're pretty big in Japan, they even gave members of parliament or similar positions of power. Yeah. Okay, nothing new here. Muldoon's literally the only guy left that I got stuff to show to. Bowls. Nothing about that. This. Like, watch. It's probably going to be something so obvious when I'm going, like, around the places. Suddenly, oh, actually, there's a new place you can go now. At least not have a reaction to Apollo showing his mother's bloomers. I mean, you never know. Maybe he's seen them before, or he doesn't know. Oh, okay. I guess I just had to go to the side, and I would have gotten a different scene. Well, we've got to check out this clinic, that's for sure. Yeah, but what about the guard? No harm in asking. Excuse me? Hey, it's you two from yesterday. That's the same officer that was standing out by the park yesterday. The business is over with the park, isn't it? The clinic's off limits. It's not involved. But what part of off limits do you not understand? What do you mean it's not involved? It's literally the guy who got killed owns this place. Show us the proof that the clinic is connected to the incident in the park, or beat it. No harm in asking, no gain either. No point in sticking around here, I guess. Now, is this going to present it to the other guy, or is it going to... No, it's going to present it to me. If I go to the garage now. No clues here. Someone at the Maractus Clinic, and it hit Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright sprained his ankle, and the car lost a side view mirror. This car versus Mr. Wright. Not quite the match of the century. Cat's still up there. Do you have anything to say about that? Hey, kitty cat. Nope, same as last time. Not coming down. You look kind of suspicious, you have to admit. This hair won't hurt you. It's okay, kitty cat. She won't make you disappear in her hat. Yep, nothing new there. But at least I got that scene, so maybe I have to... I can now do some other things? Or maybe that activated something for all I know. Nothing. Literally nothing's coming up. Mansion? Oh, okay. Look at that crowd over by the park. Probably people trying to get a glimpse of the crime scene. But why are those girls screaming? I think I just heard one of them saying, "Oh my god, it's him." Wait, that motorcycle. Ha! As if it's her forehead. Prosecutor Gavin. Some fans found me on my way out. Just my luck. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so cool. Thus the screams. New album just came out, you know? Try waving to them. They'll love it. Ooh, he's so cute. Wait a minute, that one's a guy. I'm so excited, it doesn't matter who waves to them, see? This is surreal. So you were here investigating? I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? The motorcycle won't start. Clog exhaust type. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break from just that. Ah, it's my fault. I think I was using the wrong oil. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Ah, the machines. Tell me you share my angst there, forehead. I ride its bicycle, actually. Ah, in any event, I'm off to the shop to get it fixed. The detective in charge of the scene isn't fond of me, in any case. The detective? You mean the one in the lab coat? Yeah, she's in foul mood today, be gentle. Auf Wiedersehen, baby. Oh my god, there he goes! I won't judge, and he's either European or, yeah. And the forecast for the park today, gloomy skies. Well, it's nothing to do with but head on in. Let's hit the park, Apollo. I will at least head inside, and then we'll probably stop. So I can see what he says. Again, how is he not German? Well, some people won't let me do it. And I already did Christopher's German, so it would be kind of hard to do German and then German again. Especially if they have a scene in the future. Huh? Doesn't something about this scene look different to you? The blue tops are gone. Maybe that's it? Yeah, I think you're right. Look over there. The white frock detective from yesterday. He seems to be apologizing reverently to the trash cans. She's under a lot of stress. Investigation's probably not going so well. Hey, you there. You're going to talk about someone behind their back. Do it more quietly, please. Oh, Detective Sky, hello. You seem as gloomy as ever. This is miserable. Miserable. I just got a new kit and I can't get the stuff to work. Everyone's all smiles for that glamorous flop. Glamorous? Does she mean Prosecutor Gavin? More to the point, doesn't she mean glamorous? When he walks, his shiny chains catch the sun and gleam in my eyes. It's distracting. Speaking of distracting, I guess I just have to accept the fact that I lack talent. Now that she's trying out some sort of new forensics technique. Biddy-boo. And that's where we'll end it for today. I think. Let me double check. Yep, been 2 hours. I have just saved, so I'll save again just to be safe on that. And we shall pick this up next week. Exit game. I've already saved, so I don't need to save. I didn't know it makes me save when I do that. I should do that from now on. But yeah, we'll stop there for today. We shall pick this up next week, Tuesday. Tomorrow we're back with more God of War, so look forward to that if you want to join. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff done. My throat was kind of sore. But I had fun. I had a lot of fun doing these voices. It's weird. When I first started doing voices for the Phoenix Wright games, it was very awkward because I've got that what they call a British debuff apparently, where it's like where you don't want to do something that makes you feel foolish because you think it's just a waste of time. Do it when you get into it, you actually start to get used to it and you start to like it. So yeah. But that's it for today. So thank you all for joining. Thanks for joining Sean. Thanks for joining Rafatron. As usual, like, follow, subscribe, do that bell notification, and make sure you do whatever to it to make it so then it comes up with notifications when I stream. And if you like what I do, don't forget to, or if you can, I lost my train of thought there. If you're able to, please, if you want to help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips where you'll be able to find tips on Patreon. What is going on? My brain's shutting down. What the hell? If you're on Patreon, you get your name added to the Patreon list at the end of the stream, where I give you a shout out every time, such as I do with Hiro Rukuni, and I thank you for the continued support, and I give you a fist bump, and I CQC you into the river or something. I don't know. I make stuff up at the end of every stream. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you all for joining. Hope you all have a nice rest of the day, and I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. But until then, you all take care. Have a nice rest of the day, and rest well. Bye. Bye, Sean. Bye, Rafatron. Been a long stream. Yeah. Yeah. Bye, guys. Bye.